listening to the Purpose Pod, hosted by Alan Levi Simmons. This podcast is a platform to give listeners an inside perspective on purpose, business, and life experiences. If you're interested in finding purpose or discovering paths that could lead you into your purposeful life, this is the podcast for you. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for the Purpose Pod.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages across the world, across the galaxy. What's up, all my beautiful people? Welcome to the Purpose Pod, purposely driving you forward with power and faith. I'm your host, Alan Levi Simmons, and this is episode 62. Episode 62, 67, sorry, 67. I mixed up my twos and my sevens. I'm over here like stuck in episode 62. But episode 67. And I was thrown off because Facebook is over here.
I got no problem going to work every day. 7 days a week even. But I got a major problem with going to that job. That 9 to 5. That 7 to 3. That whatever you got. That you only got because you needed money. I'm not mad at anybody earning a living, but I think you might be mad at yourself for having a job. If you hate jobs, but you love to work, if it's important to you to have your passion and your energy and your personality line up with what you spend your time doing, you're in the right place. My name is Najee Simmons, and this is the No Job Podcast. Welcome back.
Hello YouTubers, this is the Brennan Brown's Virtual World of Knowledge, and today we're going to be talking about a versus video. And today we're going to be talking about the No Job Podcast versus the Purpose Pod. But before we get to that today, let's go check out our little wonderful sponsor, which is the Brennan Brown's Collections of Facts and Theories community. Please go check out my podcast, which is the Brennan Brown's Collections of Facts and Theories podcast show. I hope you just enjoy it and I hope you like it. The link for that will be in the description below if you want to do more. And also, while you go in there, please go to the WordPress link. Press the WordPress link to go see that. And you should have the link to our local website, which is the WordPress website. And if you don't like that because it's a little bit not so interactable, go to the Wix website, because the Wix website link will be right inside that WordPress link as you enter and go through, that website. But I hope you just enjoy that podcast. I hope you really enjoy it, and hope you have a blessed, wonderful time enjoying that wonderful show that just got rebranded. But this is an unscripted episode, or should I say unscripted video, so I will have some editing, but I won't have no real talking because this is very unscripted. So the first thing I will go on is the intro / music. So we have realized with the No Job Podcast that, it's and the Purpose Pod is you are watching a Purpose Pod filled with Purpose Pod and such. Which you should have already seen at the beginning of this video. That's what showed it, the Purpose Pod intro and then the No Job Podcast intro, because today is a versus video. And I just really want to tell you that, their intro music is amazing. So which one we get a point for that? The No Job Podcast, because the No Job Podcast is very much more structured in a way. Sorry, Alan Levi Simmons for saying that, but it's a little bit more structured and it's a little bit more, in a way, making sense as to how to do it and how to really, set up the mood for a podcast about how you should be passionate about your careers and not worrying about your 9 to 5 jobs. But still, the Purpose Pod has a wonderful intro. I like it, but it's a little bit too wild and a little bit too hype, which is good, but don't make it too hype if a new audience come, because they are not going to like that loud part where it be like, you got to reach a Purpose Pod. But let's move on to the intro slash somewhat of a prologue. So what I really want to discuss is the Purpose Pod intro now. So when the Purpose Pod talks, you already heard at the beginning of the video, Alan Levi Simmons always says, welcome, 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 boys and girls, people of the galaxy. This is the Purpose Pod. And Nigel Simmons, on the other hand, will say, this is a no job podcast. I'm glad for talking and such, but usually he'll get to the point. But before that, he usually would say, such as like how he said in the beginning, I don't care about a 9-to-5 job, or what you work, or what you do. But really what matters is you wanting to be passionate to leave that 9-to-5. So, who wins that battle? We should already know that one. It's the Purpose Pod! The Purpose Pod won that one because the Purpose Pod with Alan Levi Simmons, he brings excitement when he's talking. He's always like, welcome, welcome. This is the Purpose Pod. You audiences, boys and girls of the galaxy, come look at my podcast. Versus Nige, he makes it exciting, but he sounds so depressed and deep voice in a way when he's saying, I got no problem working a 9-to-5. I got no problem working a passionate job. I got no problem with just working a 9-to-5. Who cares about that? Who cares? Who cares? I mean, we do care because that's our audience. We do like that podcast and all. But that intro kind of need to do a little better, buddy. Not trying to be rude, but just telling you, buddy. Or just keep it the way it is. This is really just a versus video. I'm not trying to be competitive on no one. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm not doing it to be rude or evil. So gentlemen who are watching this, the hosts who are watching this, Alan Levi Simmons and Nige, don't take it into consider it as of me being which one is better. It's just all for fun and just all to see how my audience will like this video. Should I say my YouTube audience like this video? But let's move on. Okay, so plot. That's the next one. Who wins the plot? Well, before we even figure out the winner, we have to talk and decide. So if Nige Simmons, if you realize with him, he usually always gets to that point. And whatever theme he's talking about on that podcast, he will literally make an episode about that and talk about it, such as if he lost $400,000, he'll go to the intro, then talk about his story. So, same thing goes with Alan Levi Simmons. He'll do his little intro with DJ Dalvey and everyone else, then he gets to that part where he starts to interview. So really, with Alan Levi Simmons, it's more interview-based because he always has an interview with different people from a variety of careers, such as working in space, well, not space yet, he hasn't got no one like that, but you know what I mean, working in space, working at just, the army, being an artist, being a rapper, being a painter, being a psychiatrist, being a doctor. He interviews different people of a variety of careers, and every episode he makes is very interview based. Only maybe once in a while he may have an episode where he's interviewing himself, or he just makes that episode just to talk about life or try to motivate you because he has no guest for that episode. But mostly with Nige Simmons, on the other hand, he has mainly half of an interview-based episodes, and then half his episodes are mainly where he's talking alone, which both are excellent. Both are wonderful because when he's independent, he talks about his stories, but when he is with a guest, excuse me for what I do my nose, but when he's with a guest, he will even make the conversation more better. But in my opinion, to make it break down, because this is somewhat of a tie, when it comes to the interview based of when you're talking about a plot, Alan Levi Simmons wins that part because Alan Levi Simmons know how to make a conversation interesting when he's talking. I don't know if it's because he's an extrovert or anything, but it's like God gives him that ability to make a great conversation. I'm not knocking down Nige because Nige is a good podcaster too, because it's like some of their genetics that caused them to make good content because their content is so wonderful, both of them. But as in like interview based episodes, Alan Levi Simmons wins that one, and with independent episodes, I believe Nige wins that one because it's a little bit more structured and a little bit more of talking more in depth versus Alan Levi Simmons. He's mostly trying to motivate you while still trying to talk about his life as well, but not going in too much depth. But basically with that one, that's a tie right there. We got two more left, which is the epilogue, and then we'll go to the conclusion, or should I say / outro. But let's talk about the epilogue now. Alright. So the epilogue. So this one is kind of confusing because I don't know which epilogue is better, because both of them are actually amazing. I can't lie. So that might be a tie for that one. Because if you focus and notice with the purpose part, when he's done with an interview, usually after he's finished with the interview, he tells that person to hold on because he'll talk to them, he might have a little conversation with them after the fact that's over. And he'll be like, hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode about how we talked about with Dr. such about how you can be a surgeon or something. Hope you enjoyed this podcast episode and such, and much love and such. That's what he says, and then boom. And he always had that little high song, like it's like a little hype up song. It's like and then with Nige Simmons, I like his too, because when he's done with the interview, not on all episodes, but some episodes, he might be like, hey, all right, brother, hope you have a blessed day. And then it goes cut right to the music. And then sometimes it might cut to where it's the part where he's independent. He's just talking about, this is why we such about this podcast, because today we learn about financial literacy or such. And then boom, it goes to the music, and he's like, this is a No Job podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. And he's like, But if you want to hear both of their outros, I will play it at the end of this video, because I did play the intros at the beginning of this video, so I will play the outros at the end of this video. I hope you guys just will enjoy those. I hope you already enjoyed the intros. I hope you enjoyed their outros, so you can know what I'm actually talking about. And make sure to go search out their YouTube channels, and I will have their socials in the links down below for their podcast and for their personal socials, which they use to network themselves as well. But to conclude, for that epilogue part of what I was saying, it's a tie. So it's a tie. So now all we gotta do is just go to the outro. And what I have just noticed is I just spoiled the outro and the conclusion, so mainly that's a tie too. So really it's 4 out of 4. So we're gonna have to figure out something to divide it. So the final thing I want to say for the fifth wave to see who's gonna win, because it's really 4 on the Purpose Pod, 4 on the No Job Podcast. We got to figure out which one is gonna win. Let's talk about the community and the whole podcast in general. This whole content, the Purpose Pod, it really does get promoted, but usually when it's on its off season, it doesn't get promoted as much, but it still gets promoted. Nige Simmons, by the way, because I look at his socials all the time on Instagram and Twitter, he is actively promoting his content. Even when it's on his off season, he is still actively promoting it. So really, what that is kind of a tie, but you know what I'm gonna really say, since Nige Simmons is actively actually putting his podcast on every single day, or every 1 day and 2 days he takes a break and do another one, Nige Simmons wins the battle. So congratulations, Nige, you have won the battle, and you will not get a prize. But what I could say is the prize will be a DM in your Instagram, where I will congratulate you with a virtual surprise. I don't want to spoil it, but it's a virtual surprise since you have won the game. And also, Alan Levi Simmons, you will get a prize too for just your participation, and for me wanting to participate you in this versus video. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope my YouTube audience enjoys it, and make sure you go look at those outros at the end of the video. And hope you have a blessed, wonderful day, and make sure to go check out the podcast. The link for that will be in the description below, and all of Alan Levi Simmons and Nige Simmons podcast shows and their Instas and socials will be all down below. Have a blessed day, and there won't be links, but they will just be the socials. Have a blessed day, or should I say the socials are already on the video. They're already popping up, so it really doesn't make no sense. So you probably already saw the socials, so have a blessed day. Goodbye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steven Spalding, y'all should be inspired. You should be motivated. If you're not on LinkedIn right now, you're wrong. You should be creating your profile picture right now, not in your bathroom. Get a good profile picture out there, but y'all make sure that if you missed what we went over today, please go back and watch the live interview, because it was eye-opening. And DJ Davi was on the 1s and 2s at 5:50 to 6 o'clock p.m. So this has been another episode of The Purpose Pod. I am Alan Levi Simmons, the host of The Purpose Pod, and that was Mr. Steven Spalding. So if you missed it, please go back. I hope y'all are having a blessed day. Stay inspired, stay motivated, believe in you. We must protect this house. Peace.
want to again thank Dave for coming in and dropping those nuggets on us. He's officially a friend of the show. I hope that you got as much inspiration and information from that interview as I did. Again, I'm Najee Simmons, and this is the No Job Podcast. See you next time. Thank you so much for joining us.